Now, the reason I'm interviewing Liz about a book is that for the women in the church, men don't turn off. I'll come back to you in a second. We recommend for the women in the church 2 or 3 books a year. The idea is that we read them through, then we have a chance, if people want, to discuss them at the end. We try and ring the changes, have a whole range of, and these are all Christian books. And the reason I said men don't turn off, completely switch off, because actually this isn't a book specifically for women. In fact, it's a book written by a man. It would be good if everybody read it, I think. But anyway, Liz is going to do a little plug for the women. So tell us, Liz, what is the book? And in a nutshell, maybe a coconut shell rather than a kind of walnut shell, what's the book about?
So, A War of Loves is a biography, an autobiography by a chap who was gay, is gay, and it's a story of how God moved in his life, pulled him by the scruff of the neck and called him as his own. Now, this is a hard sell for me because autobiography, is not a genre that I readily get on with. So when it came on the reading list, I bought the books all in advance, and I was on holiday, and it has a nice colourful colour, and I thought, I'm going to read this and see how I get on this nice sunny day on my sun lounger. And it got me from the start. It's a real page turner. I think I got through it in 2 days. An extraordinary tale with all sorts of corners through it where you see him really explicitly battling with wanting to pursue a certain lifestyle, but then through certain circumstances that he explains, God really just ratcheting him back and saying, no, you're mine, and him being so just convicted by God and coming to faith. It's an extraordinary tale.
Thank you. And you obviously read it very quickly, so I mean, this is a bit of a no-brainer of a question. So would you recommend it?
Yeah, I think...
And why particularly?
I would recommend it because it's one of the best books, if not the best book, about God's love to us, despite ourselves, that I have ever read. So whatever stage you're at in your Christian walk, you have a sense that God, through even the smallest things, is just calling us to him. Just constantly, and it's just a brilliant reminder of that, and I got a lot out of it, having decided I wasn't really interested to start with, so I do recommend it.
Thank you, Liz. And actually I think it has a lot to say about how we are as church as well, so yeah, not true. Just the kind of issue of sexuality and that, but actually how we welcome people in church. But yes, extraordinary story of God's grace. I mean, it's, like you said, scruff of the neck, remarkable. The book, War of Loves, it's $9.99. If you want to save postage on it, we could do a kind of bulk order. So do see me after the service. If you would like a copy, that goes for men as well as women. Thank you. Thanks, Liz.